So today I want to talk about this idea of we are one. We talk about that in spirituality, and then even we have a song, "We Are the World," that sort of encourage us to shift into that experience, right? We are all connected. We are one, right? So when we say that, most of us understand kind of what that mean, but also I hear often where people get sort of slapped into this sort of 3D reality of, but I mean, your body, you're there and I'm here and it's separate. And you're there, I'm here, we are arguing, so we're kind of separate, right? So what does that mean when we say we are one? We are one, but really, right? So that's the topic that I want to talk about. This is an interesting topic. Let me see how I can explain because it's a great one. And when we understand and begin living this idea of that we are one, I think that life on earth will be happier and more at ease. So when we say we are one, who are we, right? When we say I am, who am I? And you, who are you? That's where we want to begin, right? So as long as when we say I am and you are and we are, and as long as we're identifying ourselves with the body, we are separate. You know, our bodies are separate. Our bodies are in space separately. Now, I can think of, I'm talking to you by thinking something, and then you're listening, watching, and then you might be thinking something, right? Your thoughts are your thoughts. My thoughts are my thoughts. So they're separate, right? I cannot think for you. You cannot think for me because each one of us has free will. So when we say we are one, we want to really know what are we referring to when we say we, you, I, right? So we are spiritual beings means that that spiritual being is not the body, it's not the mind. It's more than that. So let's say in the spiritual dimension, we talk about who I am is the awareness that can observe my thoughts. Who I am is the soul that is felt in the body. Who I am is beyond the language. If I say I am, that's a language concept. So saying nothing is who I am. There's a feeling that I am here, right? But that feeling can be felt through the body, but the internal sense of who I am is a deeper felt sense. So interesting because I want to talk about a video that we were watching for Ken Wilber, who coined the integral psychology, and he was talking about the I amness, right? So I am right here, and 5 minutes ago I was in a different place, but then there's a sense of I amness, which is the sense of presence, the sense of essence. Yeah. And for instance, let's say I want to be a little bit quiet and create a little silence right now. And as I felt the silence, and as you felt the silence, there is a sense of presence. Yeah. That is, that doesn't have any form, doesn't have anything, but you can feel and sense the presence, the essence of us. That is who we are. So because that presence, that essence, the awareness of who we are is formless. There's no any boundary. That's why I is the we. You are the part of the we because there's no separation. Yeah. So how can we live from that place of silence? Because silence is to shut up and to observe. So when we experience silence, a deep presence, we go beyond the concept, right? The words that's spoken, the inner dialogue, the thoughts that we entertain. We go beyond that and beneath that. And it's really important to practice feeling that and to be living from that place moment to moment. Because if you're disconnected from that place of wholeness, let's just use that word, your life become transactional, mechanical, and you will be drifted towards the survival mind, because the survival mind wants to survive and wants to rationalize, wants to focus on what's not working. So it's really important to ground yourself into that realm of presence. This is the one layer of how I can explain we are one. There's another layer. Yeah. So somebody a couple of years ago, one of my clients told me, okay, so in the spiritual dimension, everything is perfect, everything is free, everything is at peace, love. Then why do we have this physical life experience? Many people who are going through some struggles and challenges sort of tends to go to that idea, why do we have that? Why do we even have that? Can we not just stay in spiritual? Okay. So the physical realm exists to experience wholeness. That's the only reason that exists, in my perspective. Yeah. So how do we experience the whole through separation, right? Because the physical realm has separation, has space time, has my thoughts, your thought, my body, your body, 8 billion people, 8 billion thoughts, 8 billion idea. It might be different depending on when you're watching this. It might be 9 or 10 by the time you're watching, right? This physical realm is designed to experience separation and then to remember and create connectedness and the wholeness through this separation. So one of the things, let me explain it from a different angle. One of the things that I talk about is because this physical realm has the polarity and the relativity, there is a sadness and happiness, there's a pain and pleasure, darkness and light. So I know every one of us wants only positivity, wants only love, happiness, peace and freedom. But if you don't know what unhappiness is, if you don't know what angry is, or frustration is, you will not actually experience or know even what peace and happiness and freedom is. Yeah, it's a little tricky because we don't necessarily pay attention to that contrast all the time. But here's an example. Let's say if you're living, your room that you're living is all white. There's nothing else but white, right? There's nothing else, right? There's no bed, there's no table, there's no desk, but there's only white, all four wall, the ceiling, and even the floor. It's not like a hardwood flooring or carpet, but it's the same white. Now you might have doors, but then you cannot see the frame of the door or the knob because it's all painted in white. So when you have just white room, you don't notice the separation, and you don't even know that you're living in the 3D place, because when you go turn around 360, it's just all vast expansion of the white. You don't know the size of the room because it's just white, right? That's what happiness can be. So if happiness, the all vast whiteness, is all there is, you wouldn't experience what happiness is because you don't know what happiness is not, right? If you see the division, you see left and right only because you see the division, right? If you see a separation from top to bottom, you see up and down. a little bit more on this side, a little bit more on that side, right? So that's the relativity and polarity that I'm talking about. So because we are living in this contextual field relative realm that has all those divisions and separation, we can actually, in this physical realm, experience what we want to experience, which is freedom, love, peace, happiness, joy. Let's say that's the top 5 that people want to experience. So in the absence, as much as we don't want the opposite of it, in the absence of the opposite, we cannot experience what we want to experience. I hope we're on the same page. Yeah. Then how can we connect this conversation to the 9 billion people separation? Right? I believe that God created this worm perfectly. We are, separate individuals. There's a differentiation in each and every one of us. And because we are different and unique, each and every one of us, there is a way that we can contribute and help and serve others. Let's say if you and your friend or your spouse, your child, looks and the height and the personality is completely the same, like a clone, right? There's no fun in it. There's no differentiation in it. There's no helping in it, right? Exactly the same, right? So because we are separate personality, individual thought process idea, because we have separate bodies, now we are able to interact and harmonize to co-create something. And when we co-create something, including helping somebody or being helped, that interaction, human interaction, the human interaction is the place, an opportunity that we can create a sense of wholeness because we are separate, because we are different, right? So two people comes and begin interacting because there are two people, the unique two individuals interacting. Now that's an opportunity to feel that togetherness. That is an opportunity to merge and to collaborate and to co-create, to feel that wholeness, the sense of wholeness, because that's what the empathy is. That's what the feeling, the energetic feel that we feel when we are in sync, right? So because we have separate things, we are now able to come together, because if we are not separate, there's no such a thing as coming together to demonstrate wholeness and the oneness in this physical realm. I think I did explain this very well. So let me know if you have any question, right? Unless we're separate and has differentiation, we are different. We are not able to come together to feel that togetherness, because togetherness is an after effect of separateness. But then the objective and ultimate place that we're going is to feel that togetherness, to demonstrate collectively the wholeness of who we truly are in this physical realm. Okay, anything that you're taking away from, anything that you have any question, please feel free to comment below, and I'll see you in the next video. We are one, and we are here to demonstrate the oneness.